Okay, so here comes a really fun part. This is where you get to kind of decorate it if you want. Of course, your benches are probably going to look a lot more colorful than this. But here you go. You have a paint bucket. And what's really cool about this is you can kind of select what materials you want to use to decorate your piece of furniture. And say like this is made out of wood. I don't know, it looks kind of like this color right here. I'm going to select this. And then I'm going to color all the different parts of my coffee table. And color the top. Let's just make sure that we got all the, oh, nope. See, isn't this fun? Okay, let's now check to see whether we got everything. Perfect. So, the thing that we just sketched in Google Sketchup looks something similar to what we started with. Now there's a couple things I'm going to ask you to label and to print off in Google SketchUp. The first is simply the side, the top, the front, and the back views of your bench, or in this case, the coffee table. To do this, to write text on there and be able to print it off in these different views, you have to go to Tools, and you have to go to Text, and then up here it lets you type in the text. So say like this is we'll call this the front view. So I'll go ahead and label that. And then I'm good to go. And then if I go to export, and since we're exporting this as like a piece of paper, which is actually 2D, kind of flat, I'm going to call it a 2D graphic. And here it says portable network graphics, but I'd select JPEG if I were you, so it's easier to print off. And let's say front view of IKEA coffee table. And then press enter. And it should come up soon. Or maybe it just exported. So if I go to my folder, let's see, front view of IKEA coffee tables, click on it, and there you go. You have a picture view of it. And you can do the same thing. You can rotate it, and if this is, for example, the side, oops. Let's move this again. Sorry about that. Okay, so side view. I could select the text and change this, call this side view, and then again go to export, 2D graphic, IKEA, or side view of IKEA coffee table. Okay, so go ahead and do that for your benches. Okay, so another thing that you'll be asked to do is to come up with the dimensions of the table, or to write down the measurements on your SketchUp. Again, to do this, you can use the text function that I showed you, so tools, text, and then like, for example, this is 2 feet 7 inches. I can use the little double marks, and if I want to be even more specific, put inches right there. And I can label all my different sides. So let's see, this is 2 inches thick. And say like I want to move it, and use this little arrow. Oh, just kidding. Move that. like right there, for example. Okay, so you can do that. And when I ask you to label your faces, you can go ahead and do that, for example, and just type it on. Another really quick shortcut you could use to label the different measurements is if you go to Tools and you go to Dimensions, and then you just click on the dimension right here. Let's see if this is working. It should go ahead and do it for you. See? You just click on that side. You're like, oh, that's how much it is measured. And if you did this as accurately as you were supposed to, it would have come up with the right measurements. And let me try this again. So from here to there. And this is close to what I was supposed to get, but really it's supposed to be 2 feet and 7 inches. But like I said, if you did this accurately, you won't have to change this, but since it's not exactly what I want it to be, I'm going to use my 3D text and change this to be 2 feet and 7 inches. Okay, and I'm going to delete the dimensions that the computer came up with. Okay, so the last thing that I want to show you is this. I know some of you, when you're making your benches, you'll be making some curves. And the tool that you're going to use is this little half circle, or this little arc right here, to help you make curved pieces of furniture. To do this, say like I want to make a semicircle that goes on top of this coffee table. What I'm going to do is use my tape measure and say like I want it to go 2 inches up high. Okay, so I'm going to use my Orbits tool, rotate it, use my tape measure, say like I want it to go up about 2 inches. So there I have my guideline right there that shows me how tall it can be. And to use this, you mark where you want the endpoints of the curve to be. So since I want them at this end of the table and this right end of the table, I'm going to mark them there. And then if you notice, this goes up and then it curves like that. And to make it a complete area, I have to take my pencil and connect the rest of the shape together. Okay, and then when you rotate, notice that it's sticking up on top. And then if I want to make it a little thicker, I'm going to select it, making sure that I see polka dots right there, and then use my push-pull tool to extend it, and see, there we have a curve.